What's happening, everyone? I hope you're well. I am joined by the one and only Tom Garratt to debate exactly who needs to leave every single Premier League club. What player needs to leave every Premier League team this window? Tom, an honour. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Mate,
yeah.
it's my honour to have you here. We've really given this a due diligence that it deserves. We've thought about what players need to leave every single Premier League team. We've thought about it through many a metric. We're thinking about the money that they could bring in, what they contribute to the team. There is a lot of thought.
It's not each team's worst player.
It's not the worst player.
No,
It's who needs to leave for various reasons. Mm-hmm. And I think we've done well here.
I have. Don't know about you.
I've done really well. Where should we start? Should we start at the bottom?
We'll start at the bottom. We'll work up.
Okay. Who needs to leave Sheffield United?
Well, I feel like I might be better with the shitter teams because they're come for the Championship. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, we'll probably beat you in a minute.
Yeah, top places,
Sheffield United have gone trusty at centre half. He is rubbish.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
They're just in a mess, aren't they, Sheffield United?
They're rubbish.
They're rubbish.
I was going to go Wes Foderingham in goal. League One Wes, but yeah.
I kind of feel like they're set up to fail. It's unfortunate. It's just
the problem is they
situation.
came up last year. The Championship's poor. No, the Championship's poor. And they come second. Any team that came up last year would have struggled. They weren't that good last year. I didn't rate them last year. And they've not really signed anyone. They've lost their best player and Die, who's gone to Marseille. So, and that I could have picked any of them because Ollie McBurney as well, and he's a wind-up. He's a wind-up. He could have been in the other video.
Yeah. Okay, so where should we go next? Burnley.
I've gone Vitinho, the right back / right winger. He is awful.
Yeah, I'm
rubbish.
I'm on board. When I look at this Burnley side, you just think
they're powder puff.
Yeah, it's all sort of bluster with them, isn't it?
Burnley remind me of us when we used to get promoted in between both boxes. Lovely football.
Yeah.
Can't defend, can't score.
Yeah. What's not a good
point?
formula, is it?
Not in the Premier League. It's not. The amount of games I vividly remember going to White Hart Lane and we battered them. We lost 3-0.
Really?
Because we couldn't score and couldn't defend.
They have done something wonderful. You know, I'll always have a little bit of a soft spot for West Brom. I think on the way to Tottenham not winning the league, they played you, and I think you beat them. You know, there's certain results.
We had a really good record at White Hart Lane.
I think you beat them.
After when we first.
There was an era where I actually thought, oh my God, they're going to be champions. You know, when you start having to rationalise and process the prospect of them actually being champions.
I think you're right. I think it was a night game. I think we beat them. We had about a 10-year spell where we did really well against. But yeah, Sheffield United, Burnley. I think
Sheffield United, Burnley.
There's a load you could have.
Yeah, Luton.
I have gone for probably their best player this season, but Barkley. I think while his stock's high, cash in.
You can't sell Barkley.
But they're going to go down.
I don't know if they are.
They are. So either sell him now or wait until the summer where he's going to be half the price. Luton
I don't think they're going to go.
Who goes down instead then?
I think somebody weird is going to go.
No way. No way.
For example, Brentford.
No way. With Toney and Mbeumo coming back, no chance.
For example, Brentford. Somebody could get dragged into it.
No chance.
Mate, Luton are picking up points, man. They're a crazy game.
You know, you say that. They're actually not. Look at the league. They're really not. I keep saying this, going, oh, well, they're picking up points here and there. They're actually not. Like, they gave you a fight, lost.
Yeah.
They gave Arsenal a fight, lost.
Yeah. If they're to survive, right? If they are to survive, Ross Barkley is going to be at the centre of their prospect.
I think if they survive, he's going to be the main reason. So he goes in the summer anyway because a bigger team comes in.
But if he keeps them up, it's worth keeping hold of him, is it? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's
I don't think he will. I struggled with Luton because most of their players, I think they work in their system and team, but no one's going to sign Adebayo for any decent amount of money or like.
No, it's really difficult. I think what they need to. I think their priority actually this window. You know, when we're talking about who needs to leave. If I were Rob Edwards, I'd be looking at it going, keep the core,
because they'd come back up probably.
Yeah, keep them all together. So I'd go.
But
keep them together.
You could, that's what I mean. There's nothing. I'm trying to think who else they've got. Like the goalie's been really good, but you can't sell him.
You can't sell him. No, they need to. It's different rules for Luton. They're playing by different rules.
Yeah.
They need to be judged by a totally different yardstick. It isn't about who do they get rid of. It's about can they keep the crazy gang together, keep the band together, and they got half a chance. I want them to survive, you know. So
well, speaking of Brentford,
they need to sell. Do you know who they need to sell?
They don't need to sell anyone because they need to keep everyone to stay up. But while his stocks are so high and everyone's going, He's becoming overrated, in my opinion, now.
He's
I actually really rate Toney, but...
We completely agree.
If someone's going to pay 100 million for him,
Toney,
my God, drive him there.
Ivan Toney's become a better player without playing football. He's become so much. He's become the answer to everyone's problems.
Yes.
You know, whatever club you say, you go, what do Arsenal need? They go Toney.
Yeah.
What do Chelsea need? They go Toney.
Spurs.
What do Tottenham need? Toney. Hang on a minute. He's a good
Jesus.
player. There's no doubt.
He's a very good player.
Here's one for you.
No one's been proven. He hasn't been. Go on.
This would be a difficult one for you, I think. Is he a better player than Ollie Watkins?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Is that tribalism because of the West Brom Villa thing?
No. I never used to rate Watkins. Watkins has proved me completely wrong. I think this season he's improved his finishing. His all-round game is very decent, but he's a bit clunky. I think sometimes Watkins, he can be a bit clunky.
I just don't know how Toney has got this reputation.
Toney's more.
But I think they need to sell him. You know, I think Brentford need to sell him because having this constant conversation around your club: should he leave? Shouldn't he leave? Should he stay?
Yeah.
It can't be good. It can't be good for the progress of the club because ultimately, you know, if he goes, okay, they lose an excellent player, but the rebuild can start.
You're never going to get this much money for him.
No, he's a better player today than he's ever going to be again.
100% agree.
And I think they need to sell him. Where do you think he goes?
I think if it's the summer, I think Arsenal. I think they'll do it.
They need him now. If they're going to do it.
Arsenal need him now, yeah. And I'd like to see him at Spurs, but I have a little bit of a love-in with Spurs, though. So.
Mate, that's not going to go down well here.
But I also like
Chelsea. You know who I like? Wolverhampton Wanderers. I've got so much time for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Okay,
Great.
I'm just going to pinch him under the table. One of the founder members. What a wonderful establishment.
Very good, mate. Disrespecting the establishment.
So
mate, someone said that to me in a pub.
Or the establishment thing.
Disrespect, yeah.
Brilliant.
I ordered like 2 pints of Guinness. He went, that's disrespectful to the establishment.
That was one of my biggest ever tweets, that was. I was like, fuck me, we're not on the House of Commons, you dick. Disrespectful to the establishment.
Don't even know what I was on about.
Smart man, though. Very smart man. Talking of relegation candidates, who do Chelsea want to sell?
Oh, mate. We're not. Do you know what? We don't even have the glamour of like pulling away from relegation. We're sort of slap bang in the middle of mediocrity.
You've become West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, we're slap bang in the middle. We're not going to qualify for
You are Alan Kirbishley, Charlton.
Yeah, he's a better manager than what we got. Do you know who I think needs to leave? I think Enzo Fernandez.
Wow.
I think he's useless.
What?
He's useless, man.
You don't rate Fernandez?
Not at all.
I don't think you.
Not at all.
So I was a pal of mine's a Chelsea fan, and he's convinced. Like, Gallagher's your player of the season because that's how you play. All you do is press. Pochettino's still trying to play like Spurs did in 2016. We're nearly 10 years on.
Yeah, look, if it's
tactical... I've had Gallagher at the Albion. I liked him. He's a runner. He's a decent player. He's decent.
I love Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, because he runs work. But when you
he's
need a goal...
midfielder. He's the best out of the three. We've got Moises Caicedo.
He's not. He's the worst of the three.
Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are worth £250 million between them.
Yeah, they're overpriced. But...
And Conor Gallagher is the best midfielder at the club. Like, that's a fact. Like, that's not even my opinion. Some things I say and it's.
What, so you want to go sell Fernandez, for 50 million now?
No. Try and recoup. Look, I know that we overpaid, but we could possibly try and find someone else to overpay.
I put Brozier.
Brozier's not good enough. Brozier. No, but if we're selling players that aren't good enough, there's an awful long list here.
I know, but I think Brozier's a realistic player to probably get 20 million.
Yeah, Brozier could leave.
There'd be suitors for him. Bottom half of the Prem.
Well, Brozier makes sense, but in terms of what
now you got Nkunku back.
Yeah, he's injured. I'm worried about that.
He's good though. He is.
I
like the look of him. You know, when he come on against Wolves, I know you lost the other week. When he come on against Wolves,
he scored, didn't he? He's a very good player.
Yeah.
My worry with him is the injury that he got at Chelsea was the same injury that kept him out of the World Cup the previous year. You know when it's the same injury.
Reece James.
Yeah, exactly. No,
they're made of glass.
It's a slight concern, but the player that I honestly think, in terms of everything, like trying to look at this for every metric, does it massively hamper our team if Enzo Fernandez leaves? No.
I think if you get when you're going to sack Poch eventually, because that's just what you do. But
hopefully.
So I think when the new manager comes in who's got a different style, Enzo will be one of your best players.
If that happens, maybe. But do you know what else they've done? They've signed 2 players who can't play together. Like Caicedo and Fernandez feels very Lampard-Gerrard to me.
Really?
They can't link up. They seem to operate in similar space.
Yeah.
They don't complement one another. It's problematic. But look, I think I'm trying to look at it through either get him playing to the maximum of his potential and maybe even build a team around him if he's the player that you're suggesting, or get him out the door.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
So what did you say, Broja?
Broja. And I nearly put Reece James because I think Reece James is the best right back in the world. I do. But it's getting too far. It's.
I mean, he's going to play 13 games a season for the rest of his career. Isn't it?
I feel sorry for the bloke, really. But,
so do I. No, it's...
Okay, yeah, Enzo's... well, there's your thumbnail.
Who else have we got? What about Nottingham Forest?
I've gone Chris Wood. Chris Wood is a big stiff idiot. He's so poor. And while he's on this little run of... I know he scored a decent hat-trick at Newcastle. He's rubbish, mate. I'm telling you, he's rubbish. Go and get 20 million for him, because he's rubbish. Get a 1 year back and sell Chris Wood. He's rubbish. He's rubbish.
Do you know where I think...
His second touch is a tackle.
I think where they need to really cash in is Gibbs White.
Gibbs White?
He's so good.
His stock's that high right now?
Yeah, exactly. No, his stock is high. After that performance against Manchester United and that.
He played well. I think Alanga at the minute, yeah, Gibbs White's a good player, but...
I think Gibbs White...
Nuno likes him, doesn't he? Had him at Wolves and stuff, I think.
Yeah. Gibbs, but didn't...
Gibbs
White went there for Cooper, didn't he?
I think he just...
I think he went there for Cooper.
I think he just wanted to get out of...
Wolves.
Oh yeah, because was he with him at England?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He went there for Cooper.
But Nuno liked him at the Wolves.
Yeah.
Nuno didn't sell him.
I think he's a brilliant player.
He's a good player, yeah. But do you know the difference with Forest, and you'll agree with this, the likes of Forest and Brentford, Forest are a big club. You're more likely to hold on to players. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Whereas...
But they've got major issues. Chelsea, Everton, Forest are the teams that have to be really concerned about FFP and that.
True.
If that's your ticket, isn't it?
True.
Like, Gibbs White is your ticket to serenity. Sell him, you lose a wonderful player on the pitch. But what do you think he goes for? If Chelsea were to put a bid in for Gibbs White... Chelsea put a bid in for Gibbs White, it's 100 million quid, isn't it?
Probably.
Like, that's the level that...
What is he 22?
Yeah.
22, English.
Like, Premier League.
I think a smart club.
A smart club. What would
stinks of
Arsenal
Spurs.
play?
Stinks of Spurs. Gibbs White does to me. Stinks of Spurs.
Hey, every player we've mentioned is a turn of Tottenham for you.
I just love him. I just love Ange. I love him.
Oh, can you?
I love him.
I don't get it.
Why aren't they used to
You all right, mate? You all right?
Is he South
Australian,
London?
didn't you know?
Is he from South London?
Mate, I don't understand how he's become such a media darling. I find it all a wind-up.
No, just because he's just a proper bloke. He reminds me of my dad.
I don't agree. I'm looking forward to it all capitulating. Where are we up to?
We are on now... By the way, this isn't in order because this is a list I've done. It was my predicted 20, basically,
That's all right.
for the end of the season. Everton.
Everton, okay.
Cash in on Onana. Similarly, because United will give you 100 million for him.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And I don't think, as good as he is, again, I think he's becoming overrated.
Do you not think
he's the answer to, like Caicedo was, he was the answer to everyone's problem. You get like Toney's now the answer to everyone. You get spells where one player is the answer to everyone's problems. And at the minute, Onana's one of them.
Yeah. Also, I think he's a brilliant player.
He is very good, but you probably get 70 million for him, 70, 80 million. So like you said about Everton's...
Yeah, Everton
they're not going to get down under Dyche, they're fine.
No. Everton have woes financially. And obviously they're paying for a new ground and whatever else. That could be the answer. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad shout. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree. What about Newcastle?
Almiron. He's rubbish. He's a rubbish footballer, he is. And he weirds me out. He looks weird. And I know that's not fair, but he's just
don't like the look of
just a weird guy,
Yeah, I think it's difficult.
He's rubbish. Get Harvey Barnes back, go and sign another right winger, or I don't know.
Do you know who I think needs to leave Newcastle for them to have any hope of being the club that they think they are? Eddie Howe.
Wow. Is that your selection, Eddie Howe?
That's my selection.
I half agree with you. I think Eddie Howe's a bit overrated. I've long thought this.
I think he did very well when he went in there, but ultimately
to get to that next level, Eddie Howe's never going to get to that next level.
Look what happened to them in Europe. That was pitiful.
Yeah,
Everyone, and the thing that I didn't understand about it, everybody positioned it as being like really good. Everybody went, didn't they do well in Europe? Like, shut up, you idiot. They won one game.
Did you watch the games against Dortmund? They got battered.
And
Dortmund aren't that good.
Mate, Graham Potter's Chelsea beat Dortmund.
Dortmund are not that good.
I think Eddie Howe in Europe especially, but you've got to look where they are in the league.
He was naive, I thought.
Chelsea and Newcastle are touching distance, in the Premier League.
Yeah.
When you think how bad we are, we're within a couple of points.
I still think they'll finish above you.
Probably, but it becomes
depends
insignificant.
if you sell Poch.
But it becomes insignificant. Like,
who
cares? They finished 9th and we finished 12th.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, that's not. I like that. I actually like that.
I think Eddie Howe is the one for them. What about now? This is an interesting one, big one. Who do Manchester United need to get rid of?
Anthony.
They can't though, because they're never going to get anywhere near the money.
But you never. The more he plays, the less money you're going to get, because people watch him and go, "Oh my God, he's rubbish."
But
he's pony, and him. Come on.
No, I don't rate him. I don't rate him.
I think right now you might get 20 mil.
20.
Yeah, someone would pay 20 mil for
Are they
Anthony.
not better? Oh my God.
Ajax would buy him back for 25
20?
mil. Yeah. This time next year, I wouldn't have him at the Albion, genuinely. I wouldn't have him at the
I don't
Albion.
rate him at all. I don't like him. But I don't think...
He's another one, like, thinks he's a lot better than he is. And
yeah. It's so difficult with this because there's so many that you could say.
Oh, United could be the old list, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. Like the obvious ones, Maguire, McTominay, whatever. Then I think you could be a little bit more... I wouldn't get rid of Maguire,
though, because he's been all right this season for them. He has been all right for them.
But for them to be, it's the same conversation, isn't it? For Manchester United to be the colossal club that they're supposed to be,
yeah,
Harry Maguire just can't be in that team.
Wan-Bissaka?
Again...
You'd get a decent... Palace would probably give you 30 mil for him.
Wan-Bissaka. You can look through that team.
Well, maybe not 30.
But do you know who I think they could... Hoyland.
No.
He's crap.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
You're about to tell me that I'm not seeing it. You're doing that thing on me, aren't you? He's a great player. You just don't see it.
He was rubbish the other day against Wigan.
It's terrible, mate.
No, I've seen enough of him in the goals he scored in the Champions League have been decent.
Against Copenhagen and Galatasaray.
I know, but come on. I think he's talented, him.
Do you think he comes good?
Yeah.
Do you think he's a better player than Nicholas Jackson?
Yes. Yeah.
Based on... Jackson scored 8. Which is more than Timo Werner ever scored in a season
Nicholas
for Chelsea.
Jackson plays footy with bouncy castles on his feet. He is so average.
I just don't see it in Hoyland. I really don't. I'm kind of being a bit facetious here, suggesting they sell him because I understand there's an investment and whatever. But
he'll be fine, him. I think.
I don't think so.
It's United. Anyone who signed, look at Di Maria post and pre United.
Yeah, but there's also like the Bruno Fernandes who lands. You know, the Garnacho who comes into the team and shines.
Yeah, I think Hoyland will be fine. Don't worry about him.
Hoyland to be sold.
No, that's ridiculous. You silly man.
Palace. It's difficult, isn't it? Because they've got like the jewels in the crown there, haven't they? Like, do they need to sell an Elise?
Or Eze, but that rips their team apart. Doesn't it? I've gone that Mateta. He's rubbish.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, he's not. Are you?
Yeah, like how long's he been there? Like it's just.
He's not. He's just.
They've got a few who. They just seem to have players who just.
Mate, I use the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. They need somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net on a regular basis.
I'll let you have that. Yeah, because I don't even rate that Edward, that oily.
No, it's IU. I'm convinced. What about, let's go a bit left field now. What about Manchester City?
Phillips.
Okay, what about... That's
Who were you going to say? Here we go.
Like...
Haaland.
No.
Haaland.
No, but... Do you feel like, I rate him incredibly highly, I think he's a world-class footballer, but do you think that Jack Grealish's future at City is secured? Do
you think Jack Grealish is world-class?
I think he's knocking on the... Oh, he's just won a treble, actually, yes I do. He's won a treble, been
so
a key
every player for Man City is world-class then?
There's an argument to be made that Jack Grealish is, top 3 or 4 players in Pep's treble-winning team?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very difficult to not be world-class if that's the metric.
Don't his numbers...
Yeah, the numbers but they're enough misleading. Like,
I think I really rate Grealish.
But do you think that his future is at Man City? Like, does the signing of Doku trouble you with regard to Grealish?
Especially the way Doku plays.
Yeah,
the way he just runs and
it's completely different to Grealish, isn't it? It's a different dimension.
Which is what people. Obviously, it's different going from being the main man at Villa, where you could go anywhere you wanted on the pitch, get the ball and do what you want, to now in like a regimented
system.
Yeah.
If he tries something, he's more likely to get subbed than applauded.
But you say that, but Doku's done it successfully.
It's different rules for different.
It's because he can't he? He can just skin anyone. But
yeah.
I'd like to see Grealish at Spurs. No, Grealish at like. Honestly, maybe back at Villa, but...
Do you think he stays at City in the summer?
Yes.
Okay, the answer is Phillips. Where does he go?
Newcastle. They need a holding mid.
Yeah, they need him.
With Toney gone.
Yeah.
But you could probably, 30 mil, 35, 40.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about Brighton?
I struggled with Brighton, but I think the obvious answer is, again, while his stocks are so high, you're probably going to get 100 mil for Ferguson.
Yeah. And everybody needs a striker at the moment.
And the way Brighton scout and get players in, that 100 mil is probably going to get you 11 brilliant Ecuadorian gems.
They have a brand new team.
Yeah.
Brand new team. Who needs to leave Liverpool this window?
Matip. Too many injuries. Just get them. They've got Quansah now, who's come through. They don't need him anymore. I don't think. Konate looks an absolute monster. Van Dijk's back to his best.
Where do you sit on Darwin Núñez?
I think he can't finish. I think he's similar to Werner, and you don't learn to be a good finisher in your 20s. Yeah. Finishing's about composure.
Do they potentially need to sell him?
No, not yet. Because he is an asset and he creates and.
I haven't seen any improvement in him since he's been there for what now, 18
No, I think he is who he is. This is what the argument with Werner. He is what he is. He's never going to be a good finisher. He just isn't.
If there is
you
no
don't become a good finisher like that.
If there's no improvement to come from Darwin Núñez, I think Liverpool need rid of him.
Maybe, but he's like you get idiots who are like, oh, all right, you can go and finish balls every day for a year in training. Then in a game, when the pressure's on in certain situations, it doesn't matter. It's about composure, and he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But then the two goals he scored at Newcastle were brilliant.
Brilliant. No, he's got.
He's got it in him.
But they all do. All these Premier League footballers,
they can all strike a ball.
They all have it in
It's the consistency and the.
Yeah, it's like doing it on a regular basis, non-negotiably, when you've got one chance in a game.
They love him as well, the fans. I don't think they'll sell Núñez.
They do. It's an interesting one. Okay, Matip. Who needs to leave?
Who are we on now? We're up to Fulham.
Carlos Vinicius is like really.
Yeah, he's shocking.
Should we say Vinicius then?
I went Deckled over Reed.
Because he didn't square the ball the other night.
No, yeah. I backed Fulham as well. I was fuming. No, he's a Championship player.
Yeah. Fine.
Who cares? He's Fulham. Sorry, Fulham fans.
What about Aston Villa? Matty Cash.
Mings.
Matty Cash.
They've not got enough depth at right back.
They keep sticking.
They keep sticking Constantly.
And he's their best centre half.
Yeah, he's brilliant centre half. Mings. Can't get in the team now with Pau Torres. You get a decent amount.
But I don't think Matty Cash suits this Emery system, which is why they're playing Conser out
there. It depends when he switches to like the 3. He does then. Cash is all right. I don't mind you saying him. All
right, Cash. Tottenham.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Tottenham. Who've got for Spurs? Oh, Richarlison.
Yeah.
No, they've got Werner.
Yeah, Richarlison's a shout. I mean, there's loads, and there's Skip, but Richarlison's the one.
Yeah, I mean, he's just. I tried to give him a chance, Richarlison.
We'll be doing this in 6 months' time, and the answer will be Werner.
Is he on loan though?
He's on loan with an option to buy, which they're not going to take up.
Hey, when you take me out for this dinner of the losing bet, we'll get the notification.
Is that on this video? Did we have that bet on this video?
Sorry,
was it on this video? Just to let everybody know, Tom and I have had a bet that Timo Werner will score. How many goals Timo Werner will score? I've said that he will score less than 2.5.
And I've got over, and the loser has to take the other one out.
It's going to be a lovely dinner for me. I'm going to go heavy on it. I want an aperitif.
I'll take you anywhere you want, mate.
There we go, mate. I'm going to be on the Runar champagne. It's going to be great.
Mate, it's not going to happen, so it's all right. Spurs. The problem is Spurs don't have a lot of depth, so I'd actually say no one.
Yeah, there's something.
I don't think they need the money.
Skip. I think they could let Skip go.
Yeah, he's been there too long, hasn't he?
Arsenal. Who do Arsenal need to let go? Can it be Havertz already?
Unrealistically, Havertz. Realistically, Nketiah. It's not good enough, is it?
That would improve the team. That would elevate the.
He just isn't good enough, is it?
I think he's a very good player.
I reckon you get 20 mil for it.
Yeah, of course you would. Like, he scored a hat-trick in the Premier League this season.
Palace would sign him for 25 mil.
And he'd score goals for them.
Yeah, he would.
He would score goals for them. He's a very good Premier League player, just not for them. Just not that level.
Not top
Do you know
level.
what I mean?
He's not top level.
There's a huge difference. But I think that's everybody, Tom. We have righted the wrongs of the Premier League. We missed somebody out?
Yeah, we've missed Wolves and Bournemouth.
Two clubs I'm very passionate about.
I despise both of them.
Bournemouth.
Oh no, I don't despise Bournemouth. They're just a nothing club, aren't they?
That's despicable, though. Like being... If you can't give the away end more than 2,500 tickets, I don't think you deserve a spot.
I agree. For them, I just went Solanke just because cash in money.
Because also, this is very much a purple patch. This won't continue.
No, I like him, I do.
I can't see it continue.
Oh no, yeah, he's not going to score 89 for the rest of his career. Yeah, and again, Bournemouth have got a really good...
What about Wolves? Do you know what? I do like Wolves because I love Gary O'Neill so much.
Do you?
Yeah, I love him.
He impressed me on that Monday Night Football.
Love him.
When he did that. I think he's
brilliant. I thought he was so mistreated by Bournemouth as well, and he's gone to Wolves, taken over a Wolves team that were in turmoil. Do you remember when Lopetegui was manager in the summer? And he's basically gone, I'll manage them, but I'm not managing. I'll look after him in training, but I'm not hanging about.
It was so obvious he was going to leave. My mates who are Wolves fans were fuming. So like they knew he was going to go, and he waited till like the start of the season, like just go.
Yeah. But even O'Neill's done brilliantly.
Yeah, he has.
Who needs to leave?
Until we stuff him at the end of the month. Fabio Silva.
Yes, that's been a disaster.
Rubbish.
That has been a disaster. A lot of money as well.
I got hammered about him for a good year and a half, 2 years.
Did you say it was going to go wrong?
No, I watched him play, and you hear about this wonder kid from Porto, and I was like, what's him? I was like, oh, he's shocking.
Really?
I don't know what he's good at.
No, I'm with you.
He just runs around.
It doesn't make any sense. Terrible signing. We've put the world to rights.
We've smashed it, I think.
We smashed it. Cheers, Tom. Thank you so much, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
It's a pleasure. Really do appreciate you breaking down the Premier League ins and outs with me. Been good fun. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree? Who do you think needs to leave your team? And make sure that you click subscribe. See you on the next one.